I don't have any pictures of sheep, so this will have to do. What do you think? If someone has 100 sheep and one of them goes astray, won't he leave the 99 on the hillside and go and search for the stray? And if he finds it, truly I tell you, he rejoices over that sheep more than over the 99 that did not go astray. In the same way, is it not the will of your Father in heaven that one of these little ones perish? Okay, here goes. Yesterday, I was headed to my niece's dance recital. And I was a bit flustered because prior to that, my father, who some of you know I'm helping to take care of because he has Alzheimer's. Anyway, he had an appointment with an occupational therapist, which went way longer than I had anticipated. So I was running late to go to the recital. Anyway, on the way, I called my son because I couldn't decide. Should I go? Should I not? Turn around and go back. But I didn't want to disappoint my niece, for one thing, and probably the bigger thing is I didn't want to register a presumed failure, That's kind of how my mind works sometimes. But anyway, I told my son, well, I'll stop by the house and, I don't know, maybe get some oranges off the tree, yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, I'm still driving in the direction of the dance recital. So, obviously, I wound up at the recital late, but I did not miss any of her numbers. I recorded some other kid that I thought was her, but, stuff happens. I was in the back. Anyway, we made it to the recital, and after it was over, we took pictures and stuff and hung out for a little bit. So I thought the plan was they were going to go to eat, grab dinner afterwards or what, I don't know, dinner, brunch, lunch, whatever, just eat, after an occasion we like to go eat. So anyway, I had my dad there with me, and I thought, we just kind of ran out as is after the appointment, and, he was getting fidgety, didn't want to go hang out and eat. So I was just gonna, but I was hungry. So I was just gonna grab something on the way and then visit my mom, take her something to eat while all the rest of the family was out. Visit with her, and then get back on the road heading to Carson from Montclair. Okay, so I was going to, get some potato wedges because I had a taste for potato wedges. And those potato wedges from Albertsons are pretty good. Anyway, I get to the Albertsons and I think, it's cold. I don't want to get my dad out of the car and do all that hassle, blah, blah. There is a Chinese restaurant, so if he's still sitting in the car, I can keep an eye on him from the restaurant. So that's what I did. Chinese food it was. So anyway, I get to the house, my brother's house where my mom is staying, and one of my nephews is there to greet me. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? I thought you were going out to eat. It's like, no, Dad went to get Juan Pollo, and I am not endorsing anybody, but that's just what happened. He went out to get chicken and brought it for everyone. So I'm looking like, okay, I only have like Chinese food for 3 people, but you know how they kind of overpack. So it's like, it is what it is. We'll just put it on the table and share. So I went, let Pop out at the house and then went to look for a parking spot, and the complex where they stay, parking is terrible. So I drove around and then out on the street. There was nothing close. So I was annoyed, to put it nicely. So I decided, okay, I was just going to go back, say my goodbyes, and, say, parking's bad, just going to go. and, hit the road. And then my nephew, Zaki, is like, Auntie, I promise you, I know where there's a parking spot in the complex. My friend parks, my friend's parents park there, and it's in the complex. And I'm like, okay, Zachy, I cannot say no to that kid. Ugh, help me, Jesus. So anyway, he gets in the car. I'll show you. It's right here. I promise. And as we're driving towards the exit of the complex, I'm like, Zachy, we're leaving the complex. Oh, it's okay. Well, it's on the street. I'm telling you, it's close. So I'm looking like this is the area where I left, and there was no parking, and certainly none close. So we go out, make a right, and then another right turn on the street where he is convinced there will be a parking spot. And sure enough, there was a car going out, pulling out. And she's like, oh, that's my friend right there. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, Holy Spirit. So anyway, yeah, so they pulled out and I drove in, and he's like, do you know how to parallel park? Well, of course, never mind, I ran up on the curb, but I parallel parked. So anyway, we get out of the car, and I said, Zachy, where are your shoes? You don't have any shoes on. He said, Auntie, I was in a hurry. I didn't want you to leave.
It'll be hard to get him out of there. When we were at Ella's house, he did not want to get out of their bed.
That about broke me.
Cut up so bad. Get him out the
It really did. He said, I wanted you to stay. So I ran out. He ran out without his shoes, and it was cold last night. I mean, it's California, but it can get cold. So he ran out without shoes because he did not want Auntie to leave. And look, Auntie thought, they're there. Their grandparents came down from up north, and just have your time with your family, and it's all good. I can come another time. In fact, that's what I said. I'll be back. I'm not that far away. I could drop down anytime. We'll just go. And I never thought until this moment why the one sheep would leave, the 100, the flock. And I thought, my God, I am that one. I thought everybody was doing okay and would have a good time without me, and they would. I mean, the family, we have big personalities. I'm not gonna lie. They fill up the space. But still, even though his grandparents had driven down from up north, and that's hours, probably a good 8-hour drive, he still ran after me, Auntie, without socks. So, I was in my own little world, thinking about the parking, thinking about dealing with my dad, and the 10,000 other things that are on my mind that I just thought, okay, check this off the list, go on to the next one. I was isolated. How easy it is for us to isolate ourselves in our own thoughts, thinking no one would miss you. But anyway, what can I say? That was a good lesson. I mean, some people may think, that the Bible, the things in the Bible are just stories, just parables and not relatable to real life. But I'm here to tell you, it's real. It's real if you pay attention. When you think, you just never know the impact that your presence has on someone. Jesus. stick around and let yourself be present and loved.